One of the easiest and best mods you can do to the Jeep Gladiator. Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. And that's right, this is one of the best and easiest mods you can do for the Jeep Gladiator. One of the handiest too, if you ever get under your hood, or as much as I do. What I'm talking about, of course, are the hood struts from Rival. And I specify Rival specifically because of the ease of putting in their product. I am not sponsored by Rival. So let's take a look. I've had this on here for a few months now, and I thought it'd be interesting just to go back and revisit it because I get questions about it occasionally as to how it's doing, is it holding up well, things like that. So first of all, why put on hood struts to begin with? And I do think that all vehicles should come with them from the factory, but they don't. They come with this lovely rod up here. Now, my biggest problem with the rod, and I gotta say, what prompted me to do this in the first place is the sound and the concern that I have when I remove it from its holder up here. It's just what seems to be a very brittle plastic piece, only held up there by pressure, right? So let's pull it off. Let's see if it makes the noise right now. Well, there you go. I mean, that alone bothers me because that's what I hear every time I pull this thing down. Always concerned that an edge or something on here is going to flip off, and now I've got a dangling rod. But anyway, it's in the way too. You know, once you have it down here, and if you're working under the hood like I do, let's move you in a little bit closer. If you're working under the hood like I do, this thing is in the way. You know, it sits here right there, and it's always in the way here. I always find myself hitting it or going around it, and the last thing I want to do is hit it hard enough so that it flips out of its little hole down there, and then my hood drops on me. No, I don't want that. Now, another concern some people have had is, does it get the hood up high enough? I mean, I don't know what people are doing under here. If you're going to rip the engine out, you probably need to remove the hood anyway. But let's take a quick look. I'm going to move it over. Right there is where it would be if it was in the slot. Now, I don't know if you saw the hood move at all. Let's go a little higher up. Let's do that one more time. Keep an eye on the hood right up in here. Let's see if it moves. Right there is the slot. So it is basically where it would be if I actually had just the rod, if I didn't have the hood struts. So no real concern there for me. Seems to work perfectly as far as that goes if you're concerned about the height of the hood. Let's go ahead and stick this thing back up there. Ugh. Hopefully never have to take that thing down again. We'll just let it permanently be stored there. Although I may remove it. There's just a couple of bolts over here. Should pull that thing right off. So back to the hood struts themselves. Let's take a look. If the hood is down, we'll go ahead and put it down for you here. And latch, this is where it would be if you were going to lift the hood, right? You'd have the sides unlatched, push it down a little, push in the safety catch, and just let go. I mean, look at that. It's awesome. Now, putting it back down, how much effort does that actually take? Well, we're going to do the finger test. I'm going to put it down with just one finger. And let me say right off the bat, I'm not a weightlifting finger trainer, right? I have a normal finger just like everybody else. So, grab a hold of it and just pull it down right to where it latches on that safety catch. Now, another question I've had is how hard is it to latch once you have it down? Because of course there's pressure on it wanting to push it up, right? That's what the hood struts do. Well, all I do is just lean on it lightly. I mean, and you have to push it down anyway, but lean on it lightly and then just relatch the latches on the side. That's it. Pretty darn simple to do. When I want to open it or delatch it, push down slightly, and you have to do this anyway. Unlatch it, pull the little catch here off, and then it pops up to where the safety catch is, push down a little and let it go. That's how simple it is. I highly recommend it. I think it's an awesome product. You know, I'm getting on here and talking about it because it is one of the best and easiest mods you can add to the Jeep Gladiator. As far as installation goes, let's move you guys over here a little bit closer. The rod itself, or the strut, is held on by a couple of brackets. You have one right up here, and that just bolts through a little hole that's already in, it's actually a slot, that's already in the hood of the Jeep, right? You stick it through, pull one side over, bolt it or tighten it up, that's it. Pretty simple to do. Down at the bottom, there is a bolt, a screw that's already in the Gladiator up here. You simply remove that screw, put the bracket over it, tighten it down, and you're done. The strut itself hooks over two little nubs on the bracket, one at the bottom, one at the top, and that's it. You are done. Now, I say it's one of the easiest installs because I have a different, or had, a different version on my Tacoma. That version actually required drilling through the hood. How daunting is that? Go too far and you have holes through the top of your hood. Not a good thing, and you might say, nobody ever does that. Yes, they do. Someone actually sent me pictures of doing that exact thing when they were trying to install those hood struts. You also have to drill through the truck on the inside to fasten up the bracket down there. Those require rivets. That's how they're held on. I don't know if you've ever used rivets before, but it's a workout for your hand, at least for me. I don't know. And they're a pain to get tight. If you don't have them seated tightly when you pop them, that's breaking off the end of the stem on the rivet, then they're not going to be tight and they're going to move. I have heard from some folks who had them on tight, and for some reason over time they loosened up and then they had a loose bracket up there. Not something that you want. I love that these are no drill, they bolt down, and you don't have to do any of that. No risk of drilling up through your hood, and no risk of rust from drilling through on the bottom, or the hood for that matter. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, kind of give a little bit of a review for these. They've been on for a couple, 3 months, something like that. I am under the hood quite often because, well, I'm a YouTuber. I always am under the hood. Plus, I like to wipe it off and stuff and admire it every once in a while. So I do put the hood up and down frequently. You can see how strong they are. I don't think they've lost anything since I originally put them on. I mean, look, how much faster do you want? I would bet that if you do it yourself with that little bar or rod up there, you probably can't get it open rather any faster than that. Leave a comment, let me know if you've gone with this particular one, the Rivals. I'd be curious to know what you think of them and how are they holding up for you. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive Tundra, about my quest for the upcoming redesigned Toyota Tundra. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.